Welcome back, Nerd Squad. My name is Roya Destroya, and this is Top 10 Nerd. Cable is making his cinematic debut in Deadpool 2 in just a few days. As the son of Scott Summers and Madeline Pryor, he's had quite the life, and there's a lot you probably want to know, so you can go into the movie a total expert. So let's take a look at the top 10 Cable surprising facts. In the number 10 spot, his mother was a clone. Scott Summers has had a long-standing relationship with Jean Grey, but he settled for the next best thing when Jean Grey kicked the bucket for a while. You only ever hear about that in comics, I swear. Madeline Pryor is a clone made from Jean Grey as source material. She was created by Mr. Sinister from a blood sample, but she didn't express any mutant powers by the time she hit puberty, and it was kind of a letdown for him. There's always the Phoenix Force to clear that up for anyone. Next at number 9 is his own clone. Yeah, really, you get a clone, you get a clone, everyone gets a clone. Cable's clone is named Strife, and he happens to be the evil clone, of course. What's a story without an evil clone? The clone was created in case Cable should ever die. More on that in a bit. But he is kidnapped by Apocalypse, who believes him to be Nathan. And when you're raised by a guy who calls himself Apocalypse, you know you're not going to be taken to swim lessons or enrolled in cooking classes or have any semblance of a normal childhood at all. In the number 8 spot, we have the techno-organic virus. So Cable's got this robot arm thing, right? Yawn, we've seen it like 100 times before, but don't assume just yet. For all you Cable newcomers, the story is more complicated than that. The arm is actually the result of a techno-organic virus, a virus that slowly turns flesh into a flesh-machine combo, and the virus was slowly killing him as well, which means that measures had to be taken to save him, which leads into our next point. Up at number 7, he is from the future. How exactly is Cyclops' kid now from the future? Well, time travel, of course. In order to save his son from the virus, Cyclops had to agree to let Cable travel 2,000 years into the future with a woman named Ascani, who was a part of an anti-apocalypse organization, also known as the Ascani, because this wasn't confusing enough on its own. So there he was, raised 2,000 years in the future, but of course he eventually would return to present day, or I guess return to the past. Coming in at number 6, he was classified as Omega. Cable has had to constantly fight with the techno-organic virus and keep it from consuming his body, so he rarely is able to channel the energy into his full range of powers. He is, however, classified by the Red Skull and Havoc at separate points as being an Omega level telekinetic. This is a mutant whose powers are without foreseeable limitations, so he could potentially be one of the most powerful telekinetics out there, if it weren't for that super distracting virus eating away at his flesh. Next up at number 5 is Cable and Deadpool. Putting these two in a movie together wasn't just some brilliant but random idea. They have in fact had a very long history together, and the series Cable and Deadpool was a big part of that. The series began in 2004 and went on for 50 issues before being cancelled to make way for the new solo series of both stars. Deadpool's wit and humor paired quite well with the starkly serious Cable, and we cannot wait to see how this polar dynamic works on the big screen. All that's missing in this tag team is Dopinder. Up next at number 4, Deadpool 2 will not be the last we see of him, so we're hoping that we like how Josh Brolin plays the character, because according to him, there is a lot of story and it's going to be told over 3 more movies. In fact, he has signed on for a 4-movie deal as the actor behind Cable already. Indeed, a Deadpool 3 is already in development when the second isn't even out yet. And now there's an X-Force movie that is set to begin shooting this October. So what does that have to do with Cable? Here is our next point. In the number 3 spot, he has founded and led many groups. Call him a natural-born leader, but this guy has quite the track record for pulling together and leading attack forces. Most famously, he is the founder of X-Force, a more militant and aggressive group than the X-Men with similar goals in mind. He's also the founder of the Six Pack, the Underground, and co-founder and leader of Clan Chosen alongside Tetherblood and Aaliyah. Talk about an overachiever. Coming in at number 2 is his smell. Super important fact I know everyone here is asking, what does Cable smell like? Well, fun fact. According to Sabretooth and Uncanny X-Men, Cable smells a lot like Old Spice and gunpowder, and it's a rather pleasant smell. Good to know you don't have to compromise your scent when your flesh has been melted away by a virus. Perhaps one day they'll come out with a scratch and sniff comic so we don't have to have this question floating around in our minds of what our favorite heroes smell like. And finally, in the number 1 spot, we got Breaking the Fourth Wall. We can only hope to see lots of this fun stuff in the movie, because not only does Deadpool do it constantly, but Cable even does it sometimes. In fact, one notable occasion was back in Cable and Deadpool issue number 11, where he narrated a full-on paragraph to the audience even before Deadpool had begun narrating his own recaps. So rest assured, you will be drawn into this movie and made a part of its world quite frequently. So those were the top 10 Cable facts. Let me know in the comments section down below who you want facts on next. My name is Rory Destroya, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss another nerdy list.